VanEck and Grayscale both submitted amendments to their BNB ETF filings on the same day. This synchronized move highlights the active engagement between fund issuers and the SEC as they work toward launching a BNB-based exchange-traded fund. Both firms filed updated versions of their S-1 registration statements, which are formal documents used to register new financial products with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The fact that both amendments were submitted on the same day suggests a coordinated effort to address regulatory feedback and move their proposals forward in the approval process. VanEck's amended S-1 filing is the fifth revision to its original registration statement. Each amendment typically includes refinements to custody arrangements, fee structures, creation and redemption processes, or risk disclosures. These updates are often made in response to specific feedback from SEC staff or to reflect changes in the fund's structure. While the exact nature of the changes in this latest filing isn't fully visible without a full text comparison, the progression to a fifth amendment indicates that VanEck has been actively iterating on its BNB ETF proposal. Grayscale, on the other hand, also filed an amendment on the same day, suggesting that both companies are. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. At similar stages in the regulatory process, this could mean that both firms have received similar types of feedback from the SEC and are working to address common concerns. The simultaneous filings may also indicate that the SEC is providing more consistent guidance on BNB ETF structures, which could help streamline the approval process for future applicants. The S-1 amendment process is a standard part of launching a new ETF. It allows issuers to revise their proposals based on regulatory input or market conditions. In the case of BNB ETFs, these amendments are particularly important because BNB is a cryptocurrency, which introduces unique regulatory and operational considerations. The SEC's scrutiny of crypto ETFs has been intense, with a focus on custody arrangements, market volatility, and investor protection. Both VanEck and Grayscale are working to address these concerns through their filings. What's notable about this development is the timing. Both amendments were submitted on the same day, which is unusual and suggests a level of coordination or shared insight between the two firms. This could indicate that they are responding to a recent round of SEC feedback or that they're preparing for a potential next step in the approval process. The fact that both are moving forward simultaneously may also signal that the SEC is more open to BNB ETFs than previously thought. The BNB ETF market is still in its early stages, and the approval of a BNB-based ETF could have significant implications for both the crypto and traditional financial markets. If approved, such a product would allow institutional and retail investors to gain exposure to BNB in a more regulated and accessible format. This could increase demand for BNB and potentially impact its price, as well as influence broader market sentiment toward crypto ETFs in general. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. However, there are still uncertainties. The SEC has not yet approved any crypto ETFs, and the regulatory landscape remains complex. The exact nature of the changes in the latest amendments is not fully known, and it's unclear whether they will be sufficient to satisfy the SEC's requirements. The next signal to watch will be any further updates from either VanEck or Grayscale, particularly if they receive additional feedback from the SEC or if their filings are accepted for further review. Investors should also monitor broader regulatory developments, as changes in policy could impact the approval timeline for BNB ETFs.